Hello everyone, I'm William the Storyteller, and I'm here to guide you into a peaceful rest tonight. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Also, let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now. It started with a letter. No return address, no name, just a neat envelope placed carefully on Alara's windowsill. She lived alone in an old cottage nestled on the edge of Windermere Lake, a quiet place hidden deep in the forest, where mist clung to the trees and the wind always seemed to whisper through the pines. Alara had come here to escape the noise of the city, hoping for silence, hoping for peace. But the moment she opened that letter, everything began to change. Inside was a single sentence, written in an ink that shimmered faintly as though it were alive. "Don't listen to the voice beneath the water." She stared at the words for a long time, wondering who could have sent such a thing. Prank maybe. A local with a twisted sense of humor. She crumpled the paper and tossed it into the fireplace, watching it curl and blacken. She told herself it meant nothing. That night she woke up at 2:13 a.m. Not because of a nightmare, but because something had broken the silence. A sound like soft humming. It was faint, far off, but distinctly musical. And it was coming from the lake. Wrapped in her blanket, Alara stood at the window. The moon was low, its light silver and still. The surface of the lake was glass. But the humming continued, steady and slow, like a lullaby sung by someone who had forgotten the words. She tried to go back to sleep, but her dreams were strange. She dreamt of hands reaching through dark water, long and pale, with fingers that twitched like seaweed. Of a woman's voice calling her name, not kindly, not cruelly, but insistently. Just, Alara. Alara, again and again. The next morning she found muddy footprints on her porch. Not boot prints. Bare feet. Small, narrow ones, as though a child had come up from the shore. They led from the path by the lake, up the steps, and stopped right outside her door. No animals could have made prints like that. She stood there for a long time, the chill of the morning pressing into her spine. Then she fetched a bucket of water and scrubbed the wood clean, trying to pretend it hadn't happened. But each night the humming returned. Each night the voice whispered her name. The dreams deepened. Now they showed a house beneath the lake, crooked and flooded, filled with furniture that swayed gently with the current. And in one of the chairs a girl sat waiting. Her face was pale and soft and half-rotted. But her eyes were wide open. Alara began to lose track of the days. She tried to leave once, packed a bag, locked the door. But when she got to the edge of the woods, the trees had changed. The paths were different, looping in circles, and no matter which way she walked, she always came back to the lake. She stopped trying after that. It was around the 7th night that she woke to find the front door open, just swinging there gently. No wind, just the humming, closer now. She held her breath and stepped outside. There was a woman standing on the shore. Alara couldn't see her face clearly, only the outline of her long, wet hair and the slow rise and fall of her shoulders as she sang. The tune was beautiful and hollow, like something forgotten. Alara didn't know why she walked toward her. She didn't even feel her feet moving. She just followed. The moment she stepped into the cold, still water, the singing stopped. And then she heard it, the voice beneath the water. It wasn't a song this time. It was a question. "Do you remember me?" Alara blinked. The lake rippled gently around her ankles. She tried to turn around, but her body wouldn't move. The water felt thick, syrupy. The mist closed in around her like a hand. She didn't remember. She told herself she didn't. But the voice was patient. It spoke again from just beneath the surface. "You left me here." Alara's breath caught in her throat. Images rushed into her mind, one she didn't recognize. A girl in a white dress. A boat. The storm. Screaming. And then water, cold and endless. She whispered, "Who are you?" The answer came from just behind her ear, though no one was there. "Your sister." She stumbled back out of the lake, fell to her knees in the mud. Her chest felt tight, her hands shaking. She had no sister. She had never had one. But the memories wouldn't stop. The image of a small face. Laughter. A picnic. A boat tipping over. Screams. Alara swimming to shore, running for help. And the silence afterward. The terrible silence. All her life, she had been told she was an only child. That night, she stayed up watching the lake. It never stopped whispering. She wrapped herself in every blanket she had, but she couldn't stop shaking. She didn't dream that night. Instead, she remembered. Her parents had moved away after the drowning, had told her she was too young to remember, had said it was best to forget. But the lake never forgot. Days passed, then weeks. Alara barely slept, barely ate. She sat by the window each night, watching the woman on the shore. The woman who never moved, who never blinked, who sang until the mist swallowed her again. And Alara began to understand. The letter had been a warning, but not for her. She had sent it, somehow, from years ago. A message across time left for herself. Before the dreams, before the voice, before it pulled her in. She found another letter one morning under her pillow. "Come now," it said. "It's time." That night the door opened again. Alara didn't resist. She stepped into the water. The lake was colder than ever. Her body trembled, but her mind was calm. The singing began again from all directions. And beneath the surface she saw the shape of the sunken house, the one from her dreams. The front door was wide open. Inside sat the girl, no longer rotted but whole, her eyes full of tears. Alara stepped forward, and the house welcomed her home. The next morning the mist cleared from the lake. Fishermen who passed by days later said the cottage was empty, the fireplace cold, the bed untouched. But if you go there on a windless night, you'll hear humming over the water, a lullaby with no words. And if you listen long enough, you might hear your name whispered too. But don't answer. Whatever you do, don't answer. Because the lake remembers everything. And it's still waiting, always waiting.